your starter for 10. Think of a classic 1960s car. I reckon there's a good chance you're probably thinking of one of these. The British Motor Corporation's homegrown Austin 7 or Morris Mini Minor, better known as simply the Mini. With everyone from pop stars to models and actors proud to be behind the wheel, this great little car became the height of chic. Mary Quant even named her new short skirt the Mini in its honour. This was the hip, cool runaround car of the decade. Which is ironic, as the Mini never set out to be trendy. It was built to get Britain out of an oil crisis. In 1956, the UK clashed with Egypt over ownership of the Suez Canal. Oil tankers were banned from using the canal, and the UK was starting to run short of fuel. So the head of the British Motor Corporation, Leonard Lord, set his engineers a challenge to build a car that was smaller, lighter, and therefore less fuel-hungry than their current 50s range. Leonard Lord wanted the new design to be even smaller than their top-selling Morris Minor, just 10 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot high, to use most of the same standard factory parts, and yet still feel spacious for 4 adults and their luggage. Fortunately, working for BMC was Alec Issigonis, the brains behind the Morris Minor. Alec Issigonis was an idiosyncratic and visionary engineer. By this time, he was already a famous car designer, but the Mini would be his finest hour. Issigonis eventually managed to turn this lot into this. A tiny car with an amazing 80% of its total floor space dedicated to the passengers and their luggage, and 22% lighter than the Morris Minor. So how did he achieve it? With this 1952 Morris Minor, you have what was then a standard layout, with the 4-cylinder engine in line with the car, with the gearbox behind it under there. But in the Mini, the engine is packed into an area 1/3 of the size. To maximise space inside the car, Issigonis turned the engine around and mounted it across the car, or transversely. A perfect solution, except for one major hitch. There's no room for the gearbox. Where did he put that gearbox? To find out, I've got to get underneath. Ah, here it is, underneath the engine, but an integral part of the engine, giving joint oil circulation of engine and gearbox. His next revolutionary step was to remove the drive shaft from the engine to the back wheels and create the first mass-produced front-wheel drive car in the world. And with no drive shaft running to the rear wheels, he could lower the height of the floor and create more headroom inside. He also increased the interior space by using sliding windows to reduce the thickness of the door. The space saved by not having a window dropping down into the door was turned into storage, with these side pockets large enough, or so rumour has it, to fit a bottle of gin. Apparently Issigonis was rather partial to the odd dry martini. The interior is beautifully minimalist, and his personal touches are everywhere. There's an ashtray, as he was a chain smoker, but he liked silence, so there's no radio. After 2 years of development, the Mark I was ready. Weighing just 615 kilograms, it achieved a remarkable 40 miles to the gallon and a top speed of 72 miles an hour, all for just 496 quid. Issigonis called it his charwoman's car. It was an affordable masterpiece for the working classes. Come on, Mini, you can do better than this. Ah! God save us. This old pudding stirrer of a gear stick. But at first, not everyone wanted to be seen in this cheap, funny-looking car. You always feel slightly comic driving a Mini. I feel comic for some reason. It's like a go-kart, you think? You just do that and everyone flies all over the place. It's good, actually. It's tight. Nice one. But attitudes soon started to change. This great little runaround let you get out and explore the wonders that 60s Britain had to offer. No, oh, a horse. Oh, hello, hello, hello. Don't look at me like that, all right? That's the only slight problem when you're in a car that's smaller than a cow.
Sorry, I'm sorry, I've done nothing wrong. We're cow lovers.
Soon the Mini was available in a wide range of different shapes and sizes and became a successful family car. But how did it become one of the great iconic machines of the decade? Issigonis' Mini had caught the eye of another talented engineer, John Cooper. John and his father Charles were famous for pioneering rear-engined cars in Formula One. They looked at the Mini's lightweight frame, low centre of gravity and wide track and saw huge potential to transform it into a racing car. It may not look that different, but this Austin Mini Cooper has 3 times the power of the Mark I. On the rally circuit, the engine was up to 1293cc and 110 horsepower. High compression pistons, twin carburetors, disc brakes, bucket seats, and a racing exhaust all made the Mini something of a different animal. This little racer could hit a top speed of 97 miles an hour, which in a car this small and low to the ground must feel very, very fast. With British rally driver Clive King at the wheel, I'm about to find out how fast. Here we go.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that was a shock. I thought half of Wales was there. It's plenty solid, don't worry.
I feel like I'm in a super-powered tin can, skating just 4 inches above this rocky gravel road.
Brings a new meaning to white knuckle ride. There's a failure.
In 1962, the Mini Cooper entered one of the toughest races in the world, the Monte Carlo Rally, taking on established big guns like Mercedes and Saab.
That was good. Sorry. Okay.
The Mini Cooper won the Monte Carlo an amazing 3 times. A giant killing success that turned Issigonis' Mini into an international superstar. And now, everybody wanted one. BMC's factories cranked up production to over 200,000 a year, and the ingenious revolutionary Mini became one of the greatest icons of all time.